Always remember, your focus determines your reality. Stay close to me, and you'll be safe.
How you guys all doing today? Hopefully you guys are doing pretty dang well. Today's video, I wanted to go over some of the new Mon Mothma event and kind of show you potential of what this team can look like just from the event itself. So to get into it, this whole team is kind of like a GO team mixed with a Night Sister team. The GO team is because of all the, mass assists, all the basics happening. And then the Night Sister team, how it's kind of a part like the Night Sisters, is all the revives going to be happening here. So I want to go into, I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, so this is what I want to go and show you today of why I think that this can be some crazy, crazy potential for looping. And the game, and how this game kind of has been in the past with loops, has been like a no good, cut it, let's kind of get rid of the loops. But I think in this one, I can't talk. I think in this one, it can be some pretty good looping. So the big thing here, and the biggest thing, and why it can loop the best, is for Pow. And him being here on his unique, I don't even know how to say this, Papada, it says, whenever a rebel ally uses a basic attack, it reduces his cooldown by 1, and he gains 5% turn meter. So for all of those rebels being there, they're going to have 6, and it includes himself as well. And it's going to be 6 because of the rebel fighter going to be brought into the field from Mon Mothma, I think, yeah, whatever her name is. You get 30%, that's 5 times 6, that's 30%, which is kind of crazy. But the other nice thing here is that that's 30%, but also on his other first special, he gains 40%. So with this being used, you can kind of spam it all the time. Whenever he can take his turn, he can spam this over and over and over again. So there's going to be some looping things happening here. So 40 plus the 30 is, of course, 70%. So we're going to go into this and just see how it kind of looks as is. And this is not the best. I would not say this is not the best Rebel Fighter team. Not by a long shot at all. So first things first. If you were to use this team with all Rebel Fighters in the field, you get to call in, for first turn on Mon Mothma, the Rebel Fighter. So what happens here is you just get into a lot of TM gain from Pow. So let's see here. We're going to do like a nice little mass assist rally here. Boom. It's not the biggest damage, but keep in mind that these are not maxed out units, and we haven't even figured out the best team for this yet. So let's see here. So look at Pow's TM. You're going to use this first special, give out offense up, and then mass assist. And everybody uses their basic there, which means he's going to get a lot of TM from his unique. So AoE, I guess we can do an AoE here. He's back at full. We can do one of these, keeping in mind also with Mon Mothma's leadership that they deal more damage if it's a non-attack special or ability they're going to be using here. So yet again, we can use another one of these things, right? Boom, 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 they're dead. So this is the loop. This is kind of the loop that we're all thinking of, and why it's going to be really good. Is with Pow. I think Pow is going to be a very, very big part to this team. And if you don't have one, I think you should probably consider getting one if you guys wanted to build up your own Rebel Fighters team. I think he's going to be a pretty huge asset to these guys, and he's definitely going to be one I would look into myself. So we have like, what, we got Churret, we got Jin, or not, what's her name? Gina Carano, what's her name? Cara Dune. Cara Dune, we got Wiggs there, or I mean Wedge rather, and we had I don't even know. We had some guys. Okay, that's all I'll say there. But the other guys I want to say are what I think will be the best team if you want to really maximize the looping potential here, and also maximize your damage you're going to be dealing, because you get a really huge reduction to damage from just base assists until you can do the non-attack abilities that really make it so you do a lot more damage. With Pow being there, he's going to make that damage ramp up a lot faster and a lot quicker because of his TM loop. So of course, I mean, we just went over Pow right here. This is his thing, his whatever you want to, the Scala. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how to say any of these things. But offense up, and then 40% plus a 30% from his unique. So that's the big thing. He is the big thing here of why this is going to be so huge. And then the other guy I would assume that's going to be needed here is, I think it's this guy right here. It is. So yeah, okay, so recently they just fixed and made his, on the Scarif Rebel Pathfinder, his basic does not give out any more TM anymore. There's no more TM gain. But with this guy, there is still. They haven't touched this guy. So he is a Rebel Fighter. And I'm sure almost all of you guys out there have not touched your Hoth Rebel Bros for a long, long time. But this guy is one I would consider going for if you were to build this team, if you want to build this team at least. So why is he so good? It's because on his basic, he can give out 25% turn meter to all of his allies. That's a 40% chance though, so not the craziest amount of chance, but keeping in mind that with the Mon Mothma and her leadership and all the constant assists happening, there's going to be a very, very high chance that you can get that TM gain. And with the 25 plus the 70, you'll almost be getting 100% TM all the time with POW, over and over and over again, calling in constant assists. And I think that might be something that CG might want to look at with regarding this character, but we'll have to see. That is a very low chance of getting that turn meter gain on his basic. What else can this guy provide? Well, I don't think it's going to be much because you really want to use all your basics. This is like a basic heavy team. It's like a Geo team almost with some nice revives and heals. So, I mean, he does what? He can stun somebody on his first special and I guess gain 100%. And it's not that bad. It's okay. And then for his unique, he gains even more TM whenever an Empire ally is, or an Empire enemy is defeated, and half for non-Empire. So it's kind of like a snow trooper almost. And that's pretty cool. I like this guy a lot. He's like the little attacker, kind of support the TM control and also the big damage you can potentially be doing. But this is a Hoth Rebel Scout. Do you want to invest a Hoth Rebel Scout into a Mon Mothma team at the moment when we haven't really seen much of anything for footage of this whole team? So those two guys right there with Mon Mothma, there's like 3 people right there. You got the huge TM guy, which is POW, and then you got Hoth Rebel Scout that can actually provide even more turn meter for the team. And then you would have Mon Mothma as, of course, for the leadership. But who would be the other two here? And in my opinion, I think the other two might be Wigs. And I think the reason why is because there's going to be so many different assists happening, and these guys can actually provide a lot more damage output. I want to go over Biggs just for a second. On his basic, you got to keep in mind with all these Rebel fighters, let's just back out for a second. You got to keep in mind with all these Rebel fighters, they all will be doing a lot of basics. So you want to look into their basics with what they can do on their basics. So first things first, Biggs. What can you do on a basic? Well, he can actually give out crit chance up, and also he can grant crit damage up as well to a random ally, which is huge, and that's pretty nifty. Actually, I'm not just reading this. It's only going to be crit chance for himself, but crit damage for a random ally, which is still pretty huge. And keeping in mind, you know, on critical hits, that's going to be happening a lot. So a lot more damage output. Look, just think about it this way, all right? If you're going to be having POW dealing, or not really dealing, but giving out the offense up and then calling that mass assist with all that more damage because of the leadership and not being the actual attack being dealt, it's more of just like an offense up thing, no damage being dealt at all. A lot more offense there, offense up, and then potential for crit damage up as well from Biggs. That's just a lot of things there, guys. I think that might be kind of a scary thing to have to consider if you wanted to fight this team, and heck, if you want to use it on your offensive as well. Also, he has a call to assist, which can deal some more damage, rather more crit chance, I guess you can say. And that's pretty cool. You don't really need to build these guys for as much crit chance. You might want to add up some, but honestly not too much, because there's going to be a lot of crits happening just of basics being going all the way around the field, right? So a lot of assisting here, and keeping in mind this is on a 2-turn cooldown for Biggs, which is pretty awesome. And he gets even more turns in if he gets hit by an Empire enemy or if he gets critically hit. And that's pretty freaking awesome. I gotta be honest with you guys. This is a pretty huge thing here. I think Biggs is going to be a huge part. And then the last guy I would say is going to be Wedge. The reason here is because of the synergy with Biggs, and because I think Biggs will be doing a lot of the damage here, and you want to kind of up everybody else. And I think that a good way to do that is with Wedge being here to provide for Biggs as well, for all the extra assists, all the extra basics with crit damage up. So you get even more offense, some speed, and a little bit more speed as well for each ally without full health, which can go without, as you, I guess, provide yourself with that speed as you go along with the battle, I guess. But the offense and the speed is really huge, and also Biggs gets that, so it's going to be awesome for your Wigs. So, of course, you have his first special and his only special, which is the AoE. Not bad at all, because this deals a lot more damage to Empires or with enemies with 50% or more health. And that's pretty awesome. I think these guys will be very, very scary. And also on his basic, he can inflict defense down, and also can deal 50% more damage to enemies targeting, or enemies that are suffering defense down. So even more damage potential here. Just think about it. Offense up, crit damage up, and then with that guy dealing more damage on defense down characters with defense down. I mean, guys, I think this is something pretty huge here. So I want to just kind of put this out there, my thoughts on this team. I don't think you want any tanks in this team, honestly, because of the revives from Mon Mothma. I don't know where we're going to be using Kara still. I think Kara will be still kind of put in the back burner, kind of put in the rearview mirror for a little bit. We don't know where to use her just yet. She does not deal that much damage, honestly. I know she has a nice little stun, but I want some people in this team, the Rebel Fighters team, to deal some damage. So, with that all being said, I would kind of like to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Do you guys agree with that, on that little loop happening between Pow and the Hoth Rebel Scout, and then of course the other damage dealers like Wigs dealing a lot more damage just because of how they kind of function and work with each other? So I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this. You guys think I'm onto something? You guys think I'm not? I know that this is just brand new and we don't have a whole lot of people testing this because it's so brand new, but I would love to see some whale out there test this out for themselves and see how it can go, because I think this can be some pretty cool stuff for offense and even, I guess, defense too as well, because of the TM going to be happening regardless of what happens. The AI can probably still play around that depending on, like, I guess, the situations, but I would assume they can still play around pretty well with the AI. So let me know down below, guys. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, share it around, and sub to the channel if you guys are new here. We have a Discord and a Patreon down below in the description if you guys want to go check out those two things. Thanks for watching again, guys. If you have any other videos you would like me to do or to cover, just let me know down below as well in the comments. Thanks for watching again. Until next time, I will see you all later. Peace out.